If you're over 55 and you sometimes wake up feeling stiff, low on energy, or just not quite yourself, there's something remarkable happening halfway across the world that might change how you start your mornings. Every day at exactly 6:30 a.m., millions of Japanese people, from playful children to folks in their 90s, stand up, stretch, and move together in rhythm. No fancy gym, no expensive equipment, just 3 minutes of gentle movement that's quietly credited with helping Japan become the longest living nation on Earth. It's called Radio Taiso, a national morning exercise ritual that's been practiced for nearly a century. But this isn't just cultural tradition, it's one of the most successful public health programs ever created. And science now shows that this tiny habit might be one of the best-kept longevity secrets on the planet. So in this video, we'll uncover how a simple 3-minute routine helped transform Japan's national health, what specific movements make it so powerful for your joints, balance, and heart, what modern research from institutions like Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, and the NIH reveals about short daily movement bursts, and finally, how you can bring this life-extending ritual into your own home, safely, comfortably, and joyfully. Because no matter your age or fitness level, this daily 3-minute practice can help you move better, feel lighter, and age stronger. If you're over 60 and you sometimes wake up with stiff joints, tired legs, or that heavy feeling in your back, you're not alone. Millions of older adults experience the same thing every morning. The body just doesn't bounce back like it used to, but here's something most people don't realize. It's not aging that's slowing you down, it's inactivity, especially in those first few minutes after you wake up. Now imagine a simple morning habit so powerful that it helped one country go from some of the shortest lifespans on Earth to the very longest. No gyms, no supplements, no expensive treatments, just 3 minutes of gentle movement done together every morning. That's what happens every day across Japan at exactly 6:30 a.m. From schoolyards to office courtyards, from quiet suburban parks to seaside towns, millions of people, young and old, start their day with the same rhythmic 3-minute movement routine called Radio Taiso. It's a practice so deeply woven into their culture that entire generations, even people in their 90s, still do it daily. And scientists now say it may be one of the simplest, most effective longevity habits ever created. The hidden crisis Japan faced and how they solved it. To understand why this routine exists, let's travel back a century, to the 1920s. Japan was facing a public health crisis. Life expectancy was shockingly low, about 42 years for men and 43 for women. Many people were dying young from preventable conditions linked to poor circulation, weak immunity, and sedentary lifestyles. Insurance companies were struggling, families were suffering, and the government needed a national health solution, something simple enough for everyone to do. The answer came from an unexpected source, the Postal Life Insurance Bureau. In 1925, a group of their employees visited the United States and made an interesting discovery. The Metropolitan Life Insurance Company was broadcasting short exercise routines over the radio to help Americans stay active at home. Inspired, the Japanese officials brought the idea home, and in 1928, Japan launched its first nationwide exercise broadcast, calling it Radio Taiso or Radio Calisthenics. The idea was revolutionary. If everyone moved their body gently for just a few minutes each morning, they could build a healthier, more resilient nation, one step, one stretch at a time. From a 3-minute broadcast to a national tradition. At first, it was just a radio program. But soon, communities began gathering outdoors to do it together. By the 1950s, it had become a full-fledged national movement, supported by the government, schools, and local businesses. In 1951 and 1952, Japan refined the program into 2 versions, Radio Taiso 1 and Radio Taiso 2, with carefully structured routines targeting flexibility, balance, and breathing. Fast forward to today, nearly 27 million Japanese people still perform Radio Taiso regularly. That's almost 20% of the population. Imagine if the entire state of Texas did the same exercise every morning. And they do it in unison. Children, parents, grandparents, all moving to the same music at the same time every day. What's even more impressive is that it's fully inclusive. In 1999, Japan introduced an updated version called Exercise for Everyone, featuring seated variations and universal design principles. That means whether you're 95 with limited mobility or recovering from knee surgery, there's a version of Radio Taiso you can do safely and effectively. Why it works, the science of small, consistent movement. Now, you might be wondering, how can 3 minutes possibly make a difference? Here's what modern research says. According to the Mayo Clinic, even short bouts of low-intensity movement can boost circulation, activate major muscle groups, and improve joint lubrication. Think of it as waking up your body's internal systems, your heart, your lungs, and your metabolism, all before breakfast. The Harvard School of Public Health adds that micro-exercise routines, just a few minutes long, can trigger improvements in blood sugar control, cognitive function, and energy levels, especially for older adults. These benefits come not from intensity, but from consistency. That's what Radio Taiso gets right. It's simple, accessible, and performed daily, rain or shine. Meanwhile, studies from Japan's own National Institute of Public Health show that seniors who practice Radio Taiso regularly have stronger legs, better balance, and fewer falls compared to those who don't. It's proof that you don't need a gym membership to stay strong, just a little movement every day. The real secret isn't just exercise, it's routine and connection. Every morning, at the exact same time, millions of people start their day in sync. Psychologists call this a social anchor, a routine that gives structure and meaning to each day. And that sense of belonging, of knowing that thousands of others are moving alongside you, actually boosts mental health. In Okinawa, the Japanese island known for its extraordinary number of centenarians, elders say this morning ritual helps them to feel connected to life itself. It's part of their ikigai, their sense of purpose and reason to get up each morning. A 3-minute habit that transformed a nation. Over the past century, this tiny daily habit has contributed to one of the greatest public health transformations in history. Japan's life expectancy has risen from the low 40s to over 84 years today, the highest in the world. Doctors, researchers, and public health experts worldwide now study Radio Taiso as a model of preventative health done right, a simple, low-cost, lifelong habit that anyone can adopt. And it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Those who practice Radio Taiso report clearer minds, steadier balance, improved flexibility, and a lighter mood throughout the day. It's medicine, and it costs nothing but 3 minutes of your time. Aging gracefully doesn't mean slowing down, it means moving smarter. So grab a comfortable spot, take a deep breath, and get ready to learn how 3 minutes can truly change the way your body feels every single day. Most people over 60 never realize how quickly muscle loss begins. Doctors call it sarcopenia, a quiet yet powerful condition that affects nearly every older adult to some degree. It doesn't happen overnight, it sneaks up slowly. One day, you notice carrying a grocery bag feels heavier, or standing up from a low chair takes just a bit more effort. That's the beginning of muscle loss, your body's natural decline in lean tissue and strength. Now here's the surprising part. It's not just about feeling weaker. Muscle plays a central role in almost every system of your body. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, your blood sugar becomes harder to control, your joints get less support, and even your brain receives fewer oxygen-rich nutrients. In other words, muscle isn't just about movement, it's a vital organ for longevity. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, adults can start losing 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade after age 30. After 60, this rate nearly doubles, especially if physical activity drops or protein intake is too low. That means by the time someone reaches 70, they could have lost almost 1/3 of their muscle strength, unless they actively work to maintain it. So what's really happening inside the body? As we age, several changes take place at once. First, The levels of anabolic hormones, including testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor 1, or IGF-1, naturally decline. These are the hormones that tell your muscles repair and rebuild. When their levels fall, your body's ability to regenerate muscle tissue slows dramatically. Second, the mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, become less efficient. That means less energy for repair and less stamina during daily activity. And third, chronic inflammation begins to interfere with how muscles respond to nutrients. The NIH calls this inflammaging, a state of low-grade, persistent inflammation that accelerates tissue breakdown. This process is invisible at first, but over time, it shows up as fatigue, slower walking speed, poorer balance, and even memory decline. Why memory? Because muscle contractions pump blood to the brain. Less muscle activity means